Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome to this amazing episode where we have our guest for today. Her name is Ananta Bhatia, and she teaches Hindi in the US. She also runs a startup called Namaste India Hindi Dance and Culture, which focuses on Hindi dance and culture. So I am super excited to have her here and share her thoughts and her journey. And I will welcome her now. Hello, Ananta. How are you today?
I am very good, Anisha. How about you?
I'm doing well. Tell our listeners about how you started your journey, how you moved from India to the US, and then how you started your business, and where are you right now in your business, and how just the story of Ananta.
Okay. So I moved to US almost 15 years ago. I'm going to complete my 15 years this January. I moved in with my husband. He was already studying here, and we had an arranged marriage. We got married, and he got me immediately after we got married. The visa processes and everything was very simple during that time. I got my visa in 2 days, and in no time I was here. At start, when I landed in US, I came in January. I came to Boston. I was not in New Jersey at that time, and it was all snow. I couldn't see any people. I could see cows and buffaloes and chickens, but no people around. And I wanted to go back. I was not happy the first month. So my husband suggested me to go back to school to let this country accept you, and I accept this country the way it runs. So
Mhm.
I went to University of Massachusetts Dartmouth in Boston, and I studied my MBA there. I was already an MBA from India. I was working, I was settled, I was earning. But when I went here, I saw how beautiful this country is and how well they accept every culture, the struggles that we go through, the language that we cannot understand many times. I had professors from variety of countries where even they were immigrants, and how in a very simplified process they used to explain me things. 6 to 7 months, and I just then got the hang of this place. I learned to drive. I had my own bank account. In no time, I was independent. So it took me an year and a half to completely settle in this country. Then, after I finished my MBA, I worked in OPT. I was a recruiter. I did my MBA in human resources, and then I was a recruiter for a longest time. And then I conceived my first child. When I was almost there where my visa was supposed to be filed into the work visa H1. That's when we had to move from Boston to New Jersey. And I was almost 39 weeks pregnant with my first child when I moved from Boston to New Jersey. I left my job, I left everything, and I decided I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for a good 3 years, 3 to 3.5 years. And then I was again pregnant with my second girl. Well, while I was settling in New Jersey during that time and making new friends, I came across this Indian organization in New Jersey where I started working volunteering as a teacher. I started teaching Hindi there. And somewhere I felt it was my calling. I got that thing. How I got that thing though. So, the parents used to drop the students to the place. And when they used to come to pick them up, they used to say, my child is not talking in Hindi. They are not speaking in Hindi. They are still not understanding Hindi. So I used to tell them that I'm not teaching them how to speak in Hindi. I'm following a set curriculum that is given by the organization, and I'm just following the process. And that's where it hit me. Wait, this is something I need to start in the US, where you know how to write the letters and the alphabets and read them, but you do not know how to converse with the language. And I was bound with the contract with them for a year where I couldn't start anything what they want, what their field was. So in that 1 year of my bonded contract, I was just working behind the scenes on how I should start my business. Should I or should I not? Should I go back to my workplace again, the corporate world, which I left long time ago? Should I do that? So that 1 year went in contemplating what I have to do in my life. And After my bonded contract got over, I then thought of starting my Hindi classes first. That's where Namaste India was born. It was almost 7 years ago. So,
Wow.
yes. So, yes, that's how my story started.
That is an amazing story. So
Yeah.
powerful.
Yes.
Um, so I went to school at University of Massachusetts, Lowell.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is
Yeah.
such a coincidence because my husband studied in Lowell, Anisha.
Oh,
And
that's
yes, he's an
interesting.
alumni of University of Massachusetts Lowell.
Oh, me too. That is
Oh,
awesome. So,
wow.
yeah, I came to Lowell. I landed in Boston in
Wow.
2015, but in
Oh my God.
August.
Oh
And
my God.
that winter was my first winter. So I completely relate to you landing in
Oh,
January amidst the snow.
wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love this. This is so amazing. So, yes, you told us what motivated you to start teaching the children and how your experience was and how you started your business. So, how did you start Bollywood dance classes? Because I know that you do that as
Yes.
well.
Yes. Yes. So I have been dancing since I was 3. I still have that video recording. My dad records everything that I did. And I was always a first prize winner in my school. I was always a semi-classical dancer, not a classical dancer. I always wanted to pursue classical, but things never worked around. So I enjoy dancing. I feel that dancing makes me happy. If I am low, sad, or happy, or excited, or doing nothing, dancing just makes me happy. So I stopped dancing after I went to college because I was a science student. In India, when you're a science student, you're only studying, you're doing nothing else. My
Yeah.
dad wanted me to become a doctor because he's a doctor himself. My brother is a doctor. My uncles are doctors. So I belong to that family. So I had to stop dancing because I couldn't get time. I didn't even dance until my kids were born. What motivated me again to start was when I was working in this organization. There was this show when my daughter was almost 3.5 to 4, and I felt I should make my daughter participate in this show.
Mhm.
And I taught her first,
Okay.
and she went on the stage. She rocked the show, and I said, "Wait, it is culture. It is about that's making me happy. It's a part of culture. Bollywood dancing is a part of again culture. How
Mhm.
about I start teaching dance too?" And I, out of nowhere, people started asking me after seeing my daughter's dance, "Do you teach? Do you teach?" And I'm like, "I don't teach, but I can start teaching." So, so I used to only take one student, maybe two, maybe here and there, my daughter's friends, but it wasn't in my head to put it as a part of, as a tree of Namaste India.
Mhm.
But it just followed along. And thanks to Instagram and TikTok, I started making videos there of my own dance videos, then with my daughters, and that's how people came to know in New Jersey that I teach dance. So yeah, that's how the another petal got added to the tree of Namaste India.
Amazing, amazing. So, as a mother and an immigrant entrepreneur, how do you balance your family life and your your business?
Oh, wow, that's a wonderful question. I would say I completely thank my husband in all the struggles that we face. My classes begin from 5 o'clock in the evening till 9 o'clock. So I teach on Zoom. The dancing I do not teach on Zoom, but Hindi I teach on Zoom.
Mhm.
Hindi is my main bread and butter, I would, as if I would put it. So I have to work every day from 5 to 9, except Fridays and Saturdays. And he comes home by 4:30, and I
Mhm.
start my business at 5. And my girls have known since forever that mommy teaches. So my elder one was 4, and my younger one was barely an year old.
Mhm.
And they used to be beside me and knew the classes are on. And they never spoke, never fought, never cried in during that class time of mine. I don't know how that was. I know it sounds, oh, how is it possible? But they never did. They knew the class is on, we have to be quiet.
Aw.
And until now, they do support me. I feel that my business wouldn't have been possible without my girls and my husband if they were not there behind the scenes. So
Yes.
yeah, that's how it just automatically gets balanced. I cook in the morning, so that they don't have to worry about dinner. I do all the tasks of the home, finish up, wrap up my kitchen, and then I start my second shift at 5 o'clock. So it just works well.
Yes, yes, that's amazing. Yeah, it's so important to have that family support and community
Yes,
support, and that's
yes,
what helps us thrive. So
yes.
amazing, amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you an interesting question, according to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
can you share like a specific obstacle that you encountered as an immigrant entrepreneur and how you overcame it?
Uh, I wouldn't really say that as an obstacle when I look back now. Maybe it was a learning process, if I would put it in my words. But you don't know where you have to start from when you think of an idea and how do you execute it? How would you let people know that you are there? It was a challenge at the start. Hey, okay, I'm starting Hindi. Now what next? Whom
Hmm.
should I tell first? What should I do? Um, you first in your head start thinking it is cringy to keep telling everybody, but honestly, it is not once you start saying everyone. So I started communicating it with my friends. Hey, I'm going to start Hindi. Will you be interested in sending your child for that? And I would say that the friends supported me first than anybody else. And they said, oh,
So,
yeah, why not? So I used to have like maybe what, two students at a time, or maybe three. And I continued with two, three students for like good 2 years. I had nobody else. So, yes, that was one thing. Marketing online 7 years ago, I know that internet has been a part of our life since forever now, but marketing online has been stronger now than what it was before.
mhm.
So I used to print the pamphlets and flyers and put it in the grocery stores, go to every grocery store, Indian stores, and put it. I don't think it ever got noticed, honestly, because I never got students from there. So, yes, these were the obstacles initially.
Mhm.
When did it start picking up? When people started spreading the word of mouth about my Hindi classes. My flyers never worked, is what I still feel that. It's word of mouth. So yes, that was number one, as if I've answered your question correctly. So
Yeah.
where to start was my biggest thing ever at the start. Yeah.
So, as an immigrant entrepreneur, how do you think that experience, like as an immigrant, you're bringing your culture, you're bringing your traditions, how has that helped you in your approach to business and entrepreneurship?
I think being an immigrant and from a different nationality has always worked in a positive way to me.
Mhm.
Uh, People or friends that I've made here, be it an American, Jewish, Poland, be it any culture,
Mhm.
Chinese, they have always welcomed the culture for some reason.
Yeah.
Be when I was in school in UMass, or I'm here teaching the Girl Scout Bollywood dancing. They have always seen our culture in a very respectful way,
Mhm.
and they are always eager to learn that, and they always want to know my story about what we did in India versus how it is different here.
Yes.
So I think I've been lucky on that part. I know it sounds a very good movie picture right now in front of you, but it is a fact. Like I have always met good people all through my journey, supporting me, even if they didn't enroll me. But I always had a cheerleader behind. Oh wow, you're doing this. Oh wonderful. Where do you take it? Oh, this is so nice. So I've always heard those compliments when they talk to me. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, it sounds like a good movie, but that has been my experience too. It's like the country has always been welcoming. And when I
Yes.
was at school too, I had people from different nationalities that I had never come across until I came to the US. And then learning everybody else's culture and how they do it back home. And it just gives you a different perspective on life and it just
Yes.
helps you. It definitely humbles you.
Yes, it does. It definitely does. To add on to this, this reminded me when I was in school, I was also an international coordinator, the one who writes emails to all those international students.
Yes,
I
yes.
used to do that as my part-time job. I used to write those emails. Hi, welcome to UMass Dortmund. If I need any help, please call. So I think the start was there. We just did not know I would end up here. But
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, who knew 9 years
Yeah.
ago that I would be here starting my business and
Oh
talking to
my God.
another fellow immigrant entrepreneur?
Oh
So
my God. Yes, that is so nice.
this
Yes.
is awesome. So when you came here, what resources or support systems that you found most useful or helpful as an immigrant starting a business in the US?
I'd say social media.
Mm,
It's one of the most biggest powerful tools ever. That the private account of Facebook can lead you to market in a way that you don't even realize it.
mhm.
That one post can reach to millions, and out of those millions, maybe only three people will register. But it does make an impact. Definitely makes an impact. I used to have those big flyers typed in at one point of time, but I think just that one word that I'm teaching, Hindi speaking and Bollywood dance, kind of just made a difference. So it kind of spreads. So I would say social media. I mean, I know it has cons to it, but if you only focus on the pros of that part, it is a very good tool that technology has given us big time.
Absolutely. Well, I would say yes, because you're here, we're
You're
here
here,
because
exactly.
of Instagram.
Exactly. I know. I know. You when I was in fact reading your profile as well, it kind of felt there is my sister from another mother sitting there and knowing the story of an immigrant, and I could just relate emotionally as well rather than practically sometimes. You're
Yes,
like, yeah, there's
yes.
so many people like you there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. I'm so happy that, we had this connection and then
Connection.
here we are. So,
Yes.
um, so how has teaching Hindi and Bollywood dancing helped you to connect with both the Indian American community or just other Americans who are interested in Indian culture?
Oh, yeah. Here's where the third petal comes in. I do many cultural events in and
Hmm.
around New Jersey because I live here. So I do many events. That is, last year I did Diwali at the community center where the mayor came in, the Randolph mayor came in where I live, and I have done Holi. I try to not only focus on the Indian events, I also try to focus on other cultural events.
Hmm.
So there was a very sweet incident last year. I thought, let me celebrate Lunar New Year because me and my girls love to get dressed up. I had this outfit from China, and I was like, let me wear that and let my girls get dressed up. And so I went to this place called Honanbo, which is very local to me, and I asked them, hey, can I use your space for conducting Lunar New Year? She didn't even think. She didn't blink an eye. She said, oh, when is it? I was like, it's tomorrow. Can I? Like, she's like, oh, tomorrow? Okay, I'm going to keep this space clear for you and ready for you. And she gave me the space free. Not
Wow.
only that, she also provided food to people who came for the event, which
Nice.
is which is like I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you anyways do that? So this is how it helps connect me to the community,
Hmm.
being an outsider, I would say. Recently, we participated in the Cultural Heritage Organization in Morristown, where different cultures came in together and portrayed their culture. So we danced, and I semi-hosted that event as well. And I have also hosted, last year I hosted a Republic Day event in Jersey City, which was a huge, huge event. There were like more than 500
Wow.
people who came in. So I try to connect with them in this way. Like,
Hmm.
it's not just me, it is us together rather than not making them feel, oh my God, I'm not a part of it just because I'm not an Indian. It's not like that. It's like everybody. And
Yes.
secondly, me and my husband have always believed that you should respect every culture.
Mhm.
You never know where you will land up to. So we try to teach our girls about every culture that we know about, and we also learn from them, like Halloween. Who dressed up in Halloween in India? We dress up on Halloween here.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, and then we do Cinco de Mayo. And we actually dress up and then we do the music and then we throw a party also. Valentine's Day was only for lovers. Who knew that? But we throw a Valentine party just because we want to celebrate it. So we try to put every culture and teach our girls, like, you never know when you where you end up. So That's how we throw it to the community. And my American friends do appreciate that. Like, oh wow, you're doing that. Hey, that's so nice. We didn't see your picture coming in. So that's how it happens. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a very, very cool story. So
Yeah.
did you ever feel like you're an outsider and I have to I have to somehow try to fit in, or how do I fit in, or what is I'm from India, or I have a different culture. How do I navigate this? Did you ever feel that way?
I would say no, because I think as a child, I was always confident. Thanks to my
Mm-hmm.
parents, my mom and dad. When I was leaving for US, my father asked me multiple times, like, "You sure about it, right? You're leaving the country, sure about it?" And I said yes. And my father said, I still remember him telling me in Hindi, "अरे तू ठीक है तो मैं हूं ना." Like I
Huh.
am there for you whenever you need me. That has always kept me very confident and very strong, because those lines means a
Hmm.
lot. Once your dad tells you, I'm there for you. So
Absolutely.
I have never felt like an outsider, or I've never felt confused. It's just the upbringing of what my parents have given me. They've never kept that difference between my brother and me. If he
Mm.
was a doctor, they wanted me to be a doctor, but they gave me that freedom of choice to choose what I wanted to do with my life, than
Hmm.
impose their decisions over me. So I think that makes a very big difference when you come from that family.
Yeah, absolutely. It is so powerful because
Yes,
I remember my dad telling me, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Because if
yes,
once you go, there's no turning back and you're all on your own. We can
yeah,
only support you from here, but
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, that definitely resonated with me. It's so
yeah,
similar, and just having that support from your parents and the
yes,
upbringing now as adults, and when we are running our own business, we have our family, we have our kids, we are noticing that the upbringing and the sacrifices they made has definitely shaped us to what we are today, and we
yes,
owe it to them. um,
yes,
awesome.
yes.
So what advice would you give other immigrant entrepreneurs who are just starting their journey in the US?
Wow, wonderful. Okay, nobody has ever asked me that, but yes. I would just always tell them what I always tell my kids: be yourself. Like, do not try to fit in, because people will accept you the way you are. Don't
Mhm.
worry about what they will talk about you.
Yeah.
Once that is out of your head, because people will talk,
Yes.
good or bad, they will talk. And it's okay for them to talk. One, if they talk good about you, very good. But I
Mhm.
feel that if they talk bad about you, even that's good, because
Yeah.
they're at least talking about you and you're getting
Yeah.
famous. And that's your ultimate goal. You have to get famous to run your business. So even if bad, it's fine. At least you're into the mouth. So if they're talking bad to someone about you, that person might not really take it as bad, but say, hey, oh yeah, she's talking about her. Let me try a class from Ananta. Let's He's still that bad. And if they're talking good, I may get maybe five more students from them. So is what I tell my girls all the time when they leave for school, the same thing. Do what you like, do what you want. Don't fear what people will have opinion about you. And that's how you will be successful in your life, or in your business, or in general, in your general way of life also. I think that's I always believe that's a mantra of life. I've
Yes,
been following.
absolutely. 100% resonate with that one.
Yeah.
So, now looking back, you said it's 15 years. So,
Yeah.
and your business is 7 years. So, what
Yes.
do you wish you had known first when you started your entrepreneurial journey in the US?
I think I'm going to repeat this, my husband's dialogue that he always tells me: Ananta, you can never take a boss over you. I wish I knew that sooner. Yeah, I'm very spontaneous, very creative. I'll wake up at night and think something in the morning that, hey, I just thought about it. Can I just, and I just implement it without thinking many times. I mean, that goes in a bad way sometimes. But yes, the calling of my thing that I cannot take a boss over me, if I knew that 15 years ago, I think
Mhm.
I wouldn't have fell into the journey of, hey, I want to do this. Maybe I want to do that. I know I knew that I was an MBA person, But what in MBA, you navigate that later.
Mhm.
Whether you want to do marketing. I did human resources because I love talking to people. Like I'm loving talking to you right now, Nisha. Like it's making me happy overall. I knew human resources was my thing, but can I put that human resource thing converting into money? I did not know then.
Yes.
Yeah, so being creative, if I knew that I'm so creative and so spontaneous, so I think journey would have been more easier if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So do you wish you had like a mentor or someone just, helping you navigate your dream, or helping, like, just somebody who was there to support you and just listen to you and understand where you're coming from, and then just have this community of people lifting you up to help you in your journey.
I think yes. I think yes, when you meet those like-minded people, which is very rare
Mhm.
because everybody's following the Joneses. And I wanted to not follow the Joneses. So yes, if I had somebody of my like-mindedness, it would have definitely helped knowing, hey, there is a community out there who thinks like me, who
Mhm.
want to go out of the box and not follow the Joneses.
Yeah.
It would have definitely made a lot of difference because I mean, my dad was a businessman, being a doctor, but my husband is working in corporate. So uh, it is I have been in the mixture of both the worlds, and both have advantages, but still it didn't answer my question of what I wanted because I could see
Mhm.
advantages in both, but also disadvantages in both.
Mhm.
Uh, Doing a 9 to 5 job and being a mom is one of the difficult tasks I always felt it was. Uh,
Absolutely.
I used to wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, prepare food, then go to office, and then come back, be tired. I was pregnant and I was
Mhm.
not so well, and it was draining me out like crazy. And I was not me at that time. So if I had somebody to say, "Hey, you can do this," something else, if somebody even had popped that idea into my head, I think it
Mhm.
would have helped me. Yes,
Yes,
totally.
yes.
Yes, yes.
So, what strategies have you found to be effective for networking and building a client base as an immigrant entrepreneur?
I think word of mouth.
Hmm.
You meet people, you tell people. No
Yes.
matter how many people you meet in a day or maybe in a week, I stand there. I don't fear to tell them that, hey, I'm a Hindi teacher. Hey, does your child speak Hindi? Hey, do you want them Bollywood dancing? Hey, are you hosting any event? You need a host. I, I am shameless, I would say in that matter. I can market myself. I stand there and I talk about my business, not because I want to earn money, but I enjoy doing it immensely. And
Hmm.
then I come to know that yes, people do need you. You just have to put that word. Maybe you are one of their search engines, but they just didn't know you were in the area.
Absolutely. Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, just talk about it. Don't worry that they're going to judge you. And even if they judge you, who cares? Let them judge you.
Yes, love it. I love this. So, how do you stay connected to your roots while also embracing American culture in both your personal life and your professional life?
Because my professional life is similar to what I do personally, I think it gets
Mhm.
more easier. We celebrate every Indian festival. So next week, Ganpati, Ganesh Chaturthi is going to come. And
Yes.
we are already prepping up, decorating for that. Me and my girls are already we are learning a dance together to put it on Instagram and
Nice.
decorating. And a few of my friends, my very close friends who come and do the aarti. So with every festival that comes in, we try to celebrate everything, everything.
Hmm.
My girls talk in Hindi at home. That is mandatory at home. While
Very
you talk
nice.
to us, you have to speak in Hindi. If
Mm.
you speak in English, mommy and daddy can't understand. We don't understand English.
Oh.
I mean, we do, but we don't.
Yeah.
They speak with their grandparents in Hindi. So once the video call is on, they have to talk with
Mhm.
them in Hindi. And now it has come automatic because now they are 7 and 10. It was a struggle initially. So
Mhm.
it was a very, like, my older one always started Hindi, but my younger one learned from her sister, so she always started with English. So it was a struggle for few years, but then she got
Mhm.
the hang of it. And language makes you very close to culture, is what I've always believed. Like it will
Mhm.
make you very open to your grandparents. You can share your secrets with them because they are not as fluent they're not as fluent like us in English. They are, but still, at the same time, they are not.
Mhm.
So I wanted them to be close to my parents and my husband's parents. And that was our main goal. Me and my husband made that main goal. Like, if they can't tell us anything, they should be able to pick up the phone and then talk to them for
Yes.
something, because they know that they support them irrespective.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what helps us being preserving our culture. And because I am in the same profession right now and I run this business, it gets very easy, because in every class of mine, when the festivals come, holidays come, we talk about that. We
Hmm.
make an essay about it. I tell them to first make an essay in English. What do you know about it? And then translate it in Hindi slowly and steadily so that they know about it. And then the parents are always in the background because it's on Zoom.
Yeah.
So so they keep coming and telling me from the background, I heard your class today. It was so nice. Keep doing these culture things in the class. So that is very, very much appreciated by parents too in my class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I recall my mom during summer holidays, right? Like we have the school, and then during summer we're still not off. Like we have
Yes.
time off. But our parents,
Yeah.
my mom would have us do like math. We had to do a little bit of math. We had to do a little bit of, Kannada, because Kannada was my state language.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hindi. And so she would like give us like a dictation, and then she would say sentences in Hindi or Kannada, and we had to write it. And we had
Wow.
to, like really fast, and she would like time it. She would
Oh my
then
God. Wow.
correct our like language, vocab, and like spelling and
Awesome.
so she did all of that. So that was our summer learning, right?
Mm,
So
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I'm a little bit behind with the read and write with my girls, but this reminds me to become a stricter mom for some time at least.
yeah, this is like a totally different generation, but it was
Yes,
like I feel like all those like very fine things that they did has definitely helped us build our discipline and what we want,
yes,
like especially
yes,
our goals for ourselves and also
yes,
our kids and for our families and for community. It's
yes,
just trickles into everything.
yes, yes, that's right. Yeah. We don't realize at that point when our parents are strict with us and make us do it.
Yeah.
But 10 years down the line, I think we have to be thankful that they made us do that. And now is helping us prosper.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes,
I 100% agree with it.
yes.
So, what is one common misconception about immigrant entrepreneurs that you may have come across or that you think people have?
Misconception, I think they feel I don't think I have any misconception, but if I try to think about it, maybe they feel that our journey is very difficult because we come miles apart, thousands
Hmm.
of miles away. So I do get this question very often from my friends that, was it difficult for you to settle down here?
Hmm.
Was it difficult for you? Do you understand English?
Yes, I get that.
Did you learn English? How did you meet your husband? How did you settle in this country? Was it tough? It was tough if I look back now. While you
Mhm.
go through the process, you don't find it tough, but it was tough at that time, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think I came in an easy way because I didn't come in as a student. I think students
Hmm.
have much more struggle uh, than me, because I my husband was already settled here. He was already earning, and like he always said that. So he used to work in a cafeteria,
Hmm.
and he used to always tell me, I would never let you work in the cafeteria. I would not want
Oh.
you to struggle in that way that I did, because you're washing those vessels, and it's winter time and you're bleeding from your hands. You can
Mm.
wash so many things.
Oh.
So people do ask me that, how did you come after an arranged marriage? Like, that's the biggest question that people feel. Oh, arranged marriage? Did you not meet your husband? Was it completely new for you? And I'm like that. Arranged marriage, parents take your consent. They just don't get you married. So yeah, this is a question I get very, very often. That how did you land up here? And why did you land up here?
So
Without any
I'm
other,
going to, Mhm.
yeah.
So I'm going to have you answer that question because I had a lot of my listeners want to know what is an arranged marriage? Why is there an arranged marriage? And how does it work? So,
Wow.
because you had an arranged marriage, if you can enlighten us.
Yes. So arranged marriage is something that the families arrange it for you. So the parents of the groom side and the bride side, they choose a boy and a girl, looking at the portfolios and the biodata online. If you like the photo and the biodata of a person, Then you arrange a meeting. The parents arrange the meeting again, not the boy and the girl. Once
Mhm.
your meeting is arranged, they both meet together. They talk. They talk in private too to know each other. And if the boy and the girl agrees, that's when you decide that you're getting married.
Yes.
You talk multiple times to know whether that is a correct person for you so that you don't end up having a mistake in your life. But being in a modern family, our parents give us enough freedom to decide whether we want to take this step ahead or no.
Mhm.
Uh, that's what is an arrangement. And that's how me and my husband met almost 15 years ago.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, please tell our audience what are your offers? Like, what do you do? What is your, if somebody wants to reach out to you for Hindi lessons or for Bollywood dancing or for hosting an event, what is the procedure? How can they work with you? And what do you enjoy doing the most?
I enjoy doing all three things though. But Hindi speaking is something that a person has to learn for good 3, 4 years. So if you
Mhm.
start with Hindi speaking, I have my batches that will start from beginner to semi-beginner to advanced. Every person who joins my class gets a free trial class at first.
Mhm.
There is no enrollment fee. There is nothing. You can decide. The parents can be in the background, listen to the class, and then they decide what they have to, whether they have to enroll or no. Once they decide to enroll, I put, I do not put the students according to how much Hindi they know. I put the students according to how much is your excitement to learn that Hindi or how fast you learn. So I graduate students very fast. Maybe in 2 weeks. Sometimes a student graduates in 2 weeks because they have already learned their basics in 2 weeks, and I just put them in a very different class. In my class, a 4-year-old can sit with a 17-year-old, or a 30-year-old can sit with a 75-year-old. There is no
Wow.
age limit to your where I'll place you in a batch. And my classes are pretty flexible. There are unlimited compensations that you can take. I don't keep a track of that because I love enjoying seeing my students every day. I'm like, you want to take 10 compensation, you missed a class, your choice. You just have to pay me a monthly fee, and that's about it. Just come in and enjoy the class. For dance events, I mostly take dance depending on if they have to perform somewhere.
Mhm.
Because my Hindi doesn't leave me a lot of time in the evening to teach dance. So I do that once a week. So if you're performing in a wedding or you're doing a Diwali show or you're doing a Republic Day or anything in school, a talent show, I take on the basis of that, and even wedding choreography. So I take that on the basis of the contract. I do not do the regular classes because I do not get a lot of time. I do take Girl Scouts though. I go to various schools and I teach Girl Scouts too every semester. So I
Nice.
go to all the schools in Morris County and Sussex County, Essex County. I've gone to all the counties and I go every Fridays because Fridays are my off days in Hindi. So I take up a class for Girl Scouts and they earn a dance badge from me for learning a Bollywood dance, and that's a good addition to their vest. Lastly, events, we always kind of decide a day or a date where what is your event. And sometimes I decide the script, or if the organizer wants to decide the script, it's totally their choice.
Mhm.
I cater to whatever the person needs it, and I work around their needs. Also, adding up to the dance, from past 3 years, I have done many library events as well. So the libraries invite me, they recruit me for a day or two, and then I go and then they do the marketing, and I just go there and teach them. So that's been a wonderful experience when it comes to dancing, also.
That's amazing. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way to get in touch with you?
So I have my Instagram, I have my Facebook. I'll definitely share the link with you, and I share my phone number as well. So they can WhatsApp me, call me, message me privately on Facebook or on Instagram. I have my TikTok account too. So wherever you may want to text me, I'm very, very, very fast in responding if I'm in the same time zone. But yes, I'm very fast in responding back. So yeah, I'll get back to you.
Amazing. Yes, we will put all this information in the show notes for people who want to connect with you.
Thank you so
So
much.
for the last question, so I provide a one-on-one strategy session for immigrant
Yes,
women entrepreneurs to map out
yes,
their business idea and their American dream. So if you
yes.
had something like this when you were just starting out, how would it have changed things for you? And what advice would you give people who are considering stepping into my world and booking a one-on-one session with me?
I think it would have definitely helped me because you, as a business coach, would have helped me to put down the steps rather than chasing a random a random unicorn. Like somewhere the unicorn was there, but I did not know how to like get it. So I think the coach might have helped me to actually follow the Kotler marketing strategy I learned in school, which you don't apply when you actually do it. So the coaching, I would say, definitely works, especially when you are in a country where things are so nicely streamlined. It's
Mhm.
not, I mean, people take the processes so seriously, and there is a way to your madness. It can't be
Mhm.
just here and there. So if there was an Anisha in my life, I think it would have been very easy 7 years ago, and I wouldn't have been stuck with 3 or 4 students for a whole entire year. Maybe you would have taught me how to market things well, or just for confidence, like it's okay to go
Absolutely.
and talk about your business, then be shy and sit there and think what will happen next. I think that coaching definitely works. It is definitely a motivation when you
Mhm.
get stuck. Like we did read in Kotler in my MBA days about 4 Ps or marketing, the SWOT analysis. You don't end up doing that when you're in the middle of things. But as a
Yes.
business coach, you would have actually told me to do my SWOT. I mean, is it even worth it? You could have told me that. Or is it
Mhm.
not worth it? Is it worth the investment? Or is it not worth the investment? So I think the coach is definitely important. Back then, I did not know something like that was there. But if it was my daughter starting a business, and because children tend to listen to person who are outsiders sometimes, I would have definitely got her connected with somebody like you who is so confident, who has seen the journey like me, who knows
Mhm.
the struggle. So I would 100% recommend a business coach, Anisha. Totally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This was so powerful, amazing, and I loved, I resonated with so many parts of your journey. So
Oh
just
my
to
God, yes.
somebody else who had the similar journey, struggles, upbringing, and parenting and all of that,
Correct.
it's very nice. So our journey just is starting, and I am
Oh,
very excited that we met and we are going to be on this journey together.
definitely.
Thank you so much for your time, and
Thank
we
you so much.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Anisha, for having me over. And I wish you all the best. May you get many more clients. And by the end of this year, maybe I may have to book a calendar and an appointment before I get you in hand.
Yes,
May you
and
prosper a lot.
you too. I pray that you have a lot of prosperity as well. Well, well, thank you so much for joining us on this show, and I hope you guys have a lot of golden nuggets to take from this show. And for ways to connect with Ananta, it will be in the show notes. You can reach out to her on Instagram, Facebook, her phone number, or TikTok. And if you want to book a call with me, it is in the show notes as well. And you can find me on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is at Jennings Tech Corner, or you can send me an email at jenningstechcorner@gmail.com. And I look forward to talking to you in the next episode.